But discrimination isn't always that obvious. It's sometimes more subtle, but in many ways more insidious. And institutionalized discrimination that's hidden behind a smiling face. Housing agents who say, well, there are no vacancies right now. That you just didn't qualify for the mortgage because your financial credit history wasn't good enough. Last year, the Federal Reserve Board found African Americans are denied credit for homes at twice the rate white Americans are. And it is pervasive. It's what we found in the banking case in Texas, SACU in Texas. Discrimination in lending, discrimination in rendering mortgages. The bank has agreed to change its practices, as you heard from the Assistant Secretary. The bank has also agreed to a $2.1 billion agreement where they'll make $2.1 billion available to families who are low and moderate income across the country for mortgages. About 15,000 low and moderate income people will now be able to buy their own home because of the settlement we announced today. $2.1 billion is by far the largest settlement ever rendered to the federal government to settle a fair housing case. And in closing, the message of today is clear. You've heard it from a number of us now. This is a nation of laws, and this administration will enforce the laws. We'll take questions at this time. Yes, sir.
So this company will end up loaning this money and presumably...
Well, $2.1 billion that would not have been available to families of low and moderate income, low and moderate income families across the country. About 15,000 families we estimate will get mortgages who would not have gotten mortgages otherwise. But aggressively to take a greater risk on these mortgages, yes. To give families mortgages who they would not have given otherwise, yes.
Get the loans at all. They wouldn't have...
They would not have qualified but for this affirmative action on the part of the bank, yes.
Minorities are represented in that low and moderate income group?
It is it's by income, and is it also by minorities? Yes. With the $2.1 billion lending that amount in mortgages, which will be a higher risk, and I'm sure there'll be a higher default rate on those mortgages than on the rest of the portfolio. That is the remedy that we sought, and the remedy that I would prefer, 15,000 families. This is of a scope so beyond anything that we've really done in the past. We had one settlement just a couple of weeks ago, which was part and parcel of this, which is in the range of about $1 billion. But after that, the closest settlement was $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. So this is of a scope that much surpasses anything we've done in the past.
There was the Community Reinvestment Act, or CRA, passed in 1977 during Jimmy Carter's first year in office. The law increased oversight of financial institutions to ensure that they were giving credit to low-income families.
We're going to make sure those banks do it and they don't discriminate. But the law went overboard. Institutions made loans they probably didn't want to make because they couldn't seem racist. It empowered these community groups who would then bully the banks. ACORN bullied the banks.
Indeed, ACORN, the Associations of Community Organizers for Reform Now, would before long come up with a new tactic, challenging a thrift merger in Illinois, claiming they didn't make the kind of loans that ACORN felt were required under the CRA. A young community organizer named Barack Obama worked closely with the ACORN activists behind the new strategy.
I've been a community organizer and helped design programs at the ground level.
And that strategy worked. ACORN prevailed in court, and soon credit standards were being lowered across the country. While at first Fannie actually resisted buying up some of those shaky mortgages, at the tail end of the Clinton administration, Fannie Mae was told to substantially increase the percentage of those mortgages in its portfolio.
Acorn's attorney was, well, you guessed it, Barack Obama.
I have a background as an attorney. I've represented affordable housing organizations that build affordable housing, something that's a major issue in the district.
Back in the 1990s, they used strong-arm tactics to force banks to give high-risk loans to low-income borrowers with bad credit.
Acorn uses militant tactics. They call it direct action. Sometimes Acorn will actually send people to a bank official's home. They'll scare him, they'll scare his kids. Again, all in an effort to get the banks to make these bad loans.
You've gone back to Chicago and civic rights, civil rights.
Right. You know, I'm currently a practicing civil rights lawyer, which means that I get involved in a whole range of different issues that touch on issues of race.
We look at the subprime mortgage fiasco that's taking place today. Subprime lending started off as a good idea, helping Americans buy homes who previously couldn't afford to. Financial institutions created new financial instruments that could securitize these loans, slice them into finer and finer risk categories, and spread them out among investors and around the country as well as around the world. In theory, this should have allowed mortgage lending to be less risky and more diversified.
Who do you think is to blame for this current mortgage and credit crisis? Who do we see about that?
Well, I think there are a lot of folks who have to take some responsibility. The original idea was a good one, which was, let's see if we can distribute risk more broadly and make it easier to provide loans to people who otherwise might not be able to get them.
Now, up until then, Acorn has managed to fly below the radar, but their dangerous practices are coming back to haunt them and the rest of the country. The economic crisis facing the nation is due in large part to this disastrous decision by financial institutions Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to buy up risky loans from small banks. But it's groups like Acorn that force those banks to give out those loans in the first place.
What do you think of the Acorn scandal, and how do you think it will affect the election?
The Acorn scandal is a big one. Acorn has received over $760 million in fees alone. This is what we know about, and there's a lot of stuff that's still kind of bubbling up to the surface. But here's an organization that essentially helps strong-arm a lot of banks into making loans to people who couldn't pay them off, so the so-called ninja loans, no income, no job, no assets. At the heart of what has kind of brought about the financial collapse is this rather unconventional idea that we would just loan money out if a person had a pulse.
$8 years they had a chance the other side here to get this economy right. 8 years. And they're the ones that drove it into the ground and dares criticize when someone is turning it around so that we go in the right direction. 8 years. This didn't happen overnight when we start losing jobs. When President Bush left office, we were losing 750,000 jobs a month. What did they do? Nothing. Then you have President Obama come on board. Started turning things around. And what do they do? Criticize. Criticize progress of creating jobs again. Criticize trying to create an opportunity for Americans to have good health care again. Criticize the fact that we are able to improve bridges and roads. Criticize the fact that we're going to be able to put more people to approve the money to help the unemployed. 8 years of driving the economy into the ground. 1 year. Obama had 1 year, President Obama, to make sure that we begin to restore America to the prosperity that we had 8 years prior to the Bush administration. Let's continue to move in the right direction.
Hey, it's Saturday night, October 16th. You getting ready to go to work now, huh? On my way, yeah. You had a good rest?
Somewhat.
You enjoyed your day with me today? I loved it. Your ass worked hard.
It was a very productive day.
Outstanding. Philip was very appreciative and shit and all that. But since I'm not sure when I'm going to get a chance again, I've never had a chance to do this. Do you remember the last time we met with Ida Smith at Congressman Meeks' office, the special assistant?
Of course.
What was the most significant part about that, which was about 2.5 years ago, last summer? Because right now we're in October.
Well, pretty much the bottom line was that she went over the paperwork. The preponderance of the evidence dictated that there was a form of redlining that was being conducted by NYCHA.
That's New York City Housing Authority.
New York City Housing Authority, yes.
Conducting a form of redlining.
Pretty much.
And she said those exact words. NYCHA is conducting a form of redlining, right? Yes or no?
That is correct, yes.
And now my problem is they refuse to put it on paper. They refuse to take it out to Jamaica Field Office. It's being contained, and it's hurt me. I'm going to have to do what I'm going to have to do with these guys, man. I don't think it's her fault at all. I don't think Ida has anything to do with any of the containment or any of that.
Of course not.
But that office is crooked.
They were withholding evidence.
They're withholding evidence.
Yeah.
All right, brother, so I guess you're going to go hit everything, huh?
Pretty much.
All right, man. I think, yeah, man. Hey, everybody, supplemental log. This is Dr. Drice. These are my neighbors. This gentleman right here, his mother live in Shelton House. He don't live there. He's all right. This is one of these guys. How you doing, brother? That I sent. Didn't I send you to all them politicians' offices to try to help you? Did they help you?
No, they didn't help me at all.
They didn't do a damn thing for you.
They still haven't done nothing.
And you're a disabled individual. They want to stick you in a shelter. They don't have any services for a disabled person like you that's a homeless person. Do they? Yes or no?
No. Not at all.
And I took you to Congressman Meeks' office. I took you to Shirley Huntley's office.
They sure did, and they did nothing. Still today, I'm in the same position in a shelter with no help whatsoever to try to get up out. I've been there a year already.
And if you were to come and try to spend any time with your mother, they would prosecute your mother
and kick her out
and put her out.
Yep, absolutely right.
As nice as she is, because you know that's my friend.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
And anything I can do to help her, you know, me and your mom is tight, because she was the one one of the ones that stuck up for me when nobody else would. All right?
She feels the same about you.
I thank you, brother. And this is another nice lady in the neighborhood that lives at Shelton House. Okay? This is what I'm talking about. Look, man, what you're doing is a crime, because the only thing you're interested in is this. You see that right there? That's what I'm talking about. That's what they do. They selling something. Come here, George. Come here, George. Yeah, all right then. Don't think I ain't put you on camera. All right, folks. This is okay, mommy. Bye-bye. This is Dr. Drice, supplemental log. I just want your brother, as much as your brother, you know your brother, every time he seen me while I was homeless, that boy, he just go ahead and put $20 in my hand and just keep on walking.
Trying to help you always, whatever he can do. He's always trying to help us. But unfortunately, his hands is tied.
Yo.
We're homeless and we're trying to get somewhere.
We're homeless and we're trying to get somewhere. You hear that? We're talking to you, Congressman Meeks, New York State Senator, New York State Senator Shirley Huntley, New York State Senator Malcolm Smith, Assemblywoman Vivian Cook, Councilman Leroy Common. What's up? And Mr. Bruce Wills or Willis, whatever your name is, that just took Mr. White's seat. What you doing about this homeless situation for guys like us? Nothing. I'm a veteran. He's a man that's in a wheelchair. All right? Come on now. Look at this.
We need services. Services to help us to get from the bottom of the pit to at least having a place of our own.
Even if it's a little room.
Even if it's just a room, you can call
We can live with a room.
Yes,
and for you, you need American Disability Act access. And there goes my other fan. Excuse me, brother. This is my #1 fan right here. And he works at Human Resources.
What's going on?
What's up, man? Well, we're talking about the stories of my life and how you one of them guys, like so many other people. That's why I'm putting all y'all on camera. That had the guts to give me money, help me out. All right, partner, say hi to your mom for me. All right, gave me money, helped me out, helped feed me, gave me support, emotional support. That's him right there. Oh yeah, when I'm with this big guy, I ain't scared of nothing or nobody. What?
You all right?
15 years at least I've known you?
That's about right. That's about right.
All right, partner. All right, man. So I'm just going to go ahead and go do my thing because I'm just hanging out, making videos and stuff like that. Oh, I got a new patented move. To all you politicians out there, this is for me and my #1 fan, especially from Human Resources Administration. Bang! That's what I'm talking about. Here's a double dose of bang! That's what I'm talking about. I just had to perform for you, brother.
Nah, I hear you.
Thank you, my friend. All right, partner. Check you later.
All right.
All right. That's one of the African-American brothers. That's a true brother. He got a government job, but he ain't scared of nothing. He ain't scared of nothing.
I wanna see you in the YouTube.
All right.
How is your name?
Yeah, put www.youtube.com. All right. We're signing off right now. We'll see you later. Preserving battery power. Bye-bye.
Boom.
Bang.
Bang.
This is Dr. Phil Drice. Today is Saturday, January 15th, 2011. This is unrehearsed. This lady here is a friend of mine. She's a person that on numerous occasions I referred you to Congressman Meeks' office, haven't I?
Yes, you have.
Okay. Now, I'm about to give you this envelope, and I want you to take it out, take that big sheet of paper out, and if the Congressman's office had this information and contained it for 2.5 years, is he wrong?
Yes.
Not yet, that one. That one, show it to me. You see this? That's a hangsman's noose. They put that up for black people as a point of racism. He contained it, obstructed justice. That was on federal land on his jurisdiction. What do you think of that? On Martin Luther King weekend. His birthday celebration this weekend, and I had to bring this out.
Well, if this is still going on, it's
still going on because 6 months ago somebody handed a hangman's noose to a black female in the same St. Albans VA hospital.
If this is still going on, it's really
what do you think of your congressman now?
Not a good thing. Well, actually, Congressman Meeks' office seems to be just a place where they take your information, but they never help you.
That's what they did to me. They contained my stuff, put it in the boxes, and blow smoke up your butt. Keep the bull driving you so you go away. All right.
I'll call you back.
This is your Floyd Flake garage or charity case no more, and he had it as a partner with Congressman Meeks, and they owe millions of dollars. Bye. Hi there. Supplemental log. December 12, 2010. I'm about to call Washington, D.C. to talk to Kim Fuller to find out what happened to the bodies of evidence that I gave to the Congressman's office, to Ida Smith, that was taken by Kim Fuller to D.C., was never recorded. It's been getting contained. These are part of my allegation of obstruction of justice. Let's listen. Yes, Congressman Meeks' office? Yes, may I speak to Kim Fuller, please?
She actually stepped out.
Okay.
Do you mind calling her back in about 20 minutes?
Yeah, what's your name?
Ashley.
Ashley? Hi, Ashley. My name is Philip Drice. She picked up 2 books from Ida Smith some time ago that was supposed to go to the White House. that nobody seems to know where they are to give it back to me, because y'all didn't send it to the White House. I never got a letter saying that y'all got it, and I got a letter from the Justice Department, and for 6 months your office has been stalling, trying, I don't know, stealing my stuff or not giving me my stuff, and nobody's talking, and everybody saying I'm crazy, all kinds of stuff. Ashley, I need some help here, okay? So please tell, let me give you my number, ask him to call me, call Ida Smith, because y'all got to fix this problem, or I don't know, I guess, you know, the Justice Department is going to have to get involved and find out who has been taking evidence from the congressman's office, whether there was a burglary, something happened, and we have evidence that's missing. I need to get that back so I can send it to the White House with the Justice Department referral number. And your office has had it for over a year. You didn't do nothing with it, and you ain't responsible. This ain't you, baby. Whoever your bosses are, with Sophia King out because she's pregnant, she's the one that tried to say I was some kind of threat to the congressman, because I said I was in the special forces and I went to fight for your country. And then she, you know, doing all kinds of stuff to try to make me look and sound crazy. Somebody even told me when I played Lawrence Sterling, yeah, I'm calling, you ain't big enough, blah. Oh, Joyce, he's crazy. That can kill my life. Okay? Please tell her it's very important. Let me give you my number. Okay, Ashley? My number is 347-685-2860. I just need my stuff back, get it out of y'all's hands, and I'll leave y'all alone. I don't want no problems. I ain't no threat to nobody. My life's been destroyed, and somebody, and it's been other people. Y'all didn't do that. So that's what I'm saying. Just let me get my stuff, and let me take it to the Justice Department and show them what New York City Housing Authority did. Y'all don't want to get involved? You know, whatever. You know, y'all had evidence for years. Y'all, man, but y'all offices, people in your office have been saying bad things about me, and I'm not crazy. I'm a great guy. I don't get it. You get my point?
Right.
Okay, thank you, Ashley. You got my number? Could you want my number again?
347-685-2860.
I thank you so very much. Please tell her it's urgent. I can't wait. Too long. This has been taking too long. 5 years out of my life. 3.5 years with your office. And Ida Smith, they keep saying, I got a mama, but I came to your offices to give evidence. I didn't come to make friends, turn black because I'm from Haiti and I need to be African American. I don't need nothing but justice. You got evidence that's criminal behavior, diverting of funds, eliminating people that are remaining family members in public housing, all kinds of stuff, crimes like that. I'm a competent investigator. I really got a doctorate degree, an associate's, a bachelor's, a master's, and I'm really related to 3 presidents of my country. I don't want to be no poor black ghetto Negro and I come to y'all sucking up to y'all like your gods. I mean your bosses, that is. You get my point?
Yeah.
Thank you, Ashley.
Right.
I appreciate you, baby. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye. What? What? I'm going to get Ida Smith like that next. Watch me. Bye-bye. This is Washington, D.C. calling. Damn, I missed the call. Let me call him right back. Yeah. It should be Kim Fuller. Hello? Hello? I gotta call him back and get this on camera. I gotta get this on camera.
House of Representatives. G3B.
You see this? This is a number that just called me. Okay? Watch this. Now, I'm going to call Washington, D.C. I'm going to call the Congressman's office, find out what's going on here. This is crazy. See? If I didn't have this, no one would believe me. Okay? Meeks, D.C. Meeks, D.C. Contacts. Meeks, D.C. Meeks, D.C. I'm low on battery power. I don't want this to die on me. Let's put it on speakerphone. Yeah, is this Ashley? Hi, Ashley. Somebody just called me from D.C. and I called back the number and it said it was a non-working number.
Okay, hold on a second.
For Kim Fuller?
Mr. Drice?
Yes, Miss Fuller?
Yes, it's Kim.
Hi, Kim.
How are you?
I'm fine. The two bodies of evidence that was supposed to go to the White House.
I don't know where the other one was, but I took one book and I sent it to the Justice Department. And with a letter that said, please see the attached from a constituent in our district.
But I never got, I need a copy of that letter, who you sent it to, and I need the other book.
Well, I don't know where it is, because I got one book, Mr. Drice.
I understand. I'm not blaming you. But, Kim, don't you see this looks really bad?
You blame me, though, because you keep sending emails that are offensive, that talk about the staff in a derogatory way, and that's not...
Look, but my dear, what your staff, listen, it was your young lady, when I said I was going Sterling, said I was crazy. You're the one's been talking bad about me behind my back. And I've got to find a way of she did say it to me.
Yes, and she should not have said that, but then you...
She should not have said that, okay, but then I'm telling you, you can't blame it all on me.
Mr. Drice, this office is busy, and you are a constituent that needs to be served, and we're doing the best that we can, but you have to stop playing with... I mean, this is not a joke. You can't be playing with people.
I'm not... Listen to me.
Wait a minute.
Do you know my life?
The emails that you send out... Wait a minute. Let me
Yes,
finish.
ma'am. Go ahead.
The emails that you send out are not productive. They are offensive, and we're going to still... My chief of staff has instructed everyone to start sending them to the FBI, which I know that you are not harmful, but it is annoying. And I need to tell you, you need to stop doing that.
Okay.
If you need help,
I promise.
be very clear in what you need and ask for it and be done with the thing.
Okay. How come... Yes, ma'am. I apologize. Let me say this. Why didn't I get a letter about what you're sent to the Justice Department or the FBI?
Because nothing. All I sent the letter. I don't remember what date it was, or I would recreate the letter for you, Mr. Drice.
Okay.
I sent the letter, and didn't you tell my coworker that you got a correspondence from the Justice Department this morning?
Yes, but because it was a referral for what I sent to the White House. Nobody contacted me that your office ever did anything.
Well, did what? We sent the information that you sent to the Justice Department, sir.
Well, those books were addressed to the White House, and I wanted them to go to the White House and specifically to the Urban Affairs.
Then you should have instructed us to send it to the White House, which you did not do.
I did. It's on the cover. It's on the cover, Kim. It said to the White House.
The copy of the book that I have was said, please send to the Justice Department, which is what we did.
Then I don't know what you're...
First of all, Mr. Drice, the book itself was not clear. You need to, if you want a response from the Justice Department or the White House, you need to send a letter that includes the details, and that's it.
Did you get the letter?
Well, they're not going to respond.
Okay.
It looks like a ranting.
All right. Did you receive a letter that of what the Justice Department sent to me about what I sent to the White House?
I did not.
I'll email it to you. Ida Smith has it. How's that? You can get it from her.
All right, I'll ask her.
Y'all had this letter for 6 months, and no one's that. Why you think the letter from the Justice?
Mr. Drice, the casework is done from the district office, and you know that. I'm going to call Ida and find out what it is that we need to do so we can be done with this thing.
Thank you very much.
I asked you again.
That's it. You don't have to worry. No more emails. Not to you. Not to none of you politicians. Okay? I thank you, Kim. Bye-bye. We got. Now, let's go for Ida Smith next. Supplemental log, December 12, 2010. I'm going to call Ida Smith at the office of Congressman Meeks. Find out what's going on here.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Hart. May I speak to Ida, please?
Please hold on.
Thank you. I'm the guy that put my name and my reputation on the line. My boss was in trouble. We're all in union, but he was crooked. I worked for the Thompson campaign and the Democrats like a dog. Never got no credit. And from the conversation with Kim Fuller, almost 4 minutes that I'm on hold. I must be calling Social Security. And this is the kind of treatment I normally get that I be bragging about. It's so great. It's bullshit.
Good morning.
Hello, Ida. How you doing?
I'm not sure. How are you?
I'm doing no, not as that
Something's wrong with your voice. What's wrong?
that walking pneumonia I had.
Oh my God, it came back?
No, it never went away. I'm still being taken care of by Aza.
Okay.
Now, Ida, I got a big problem. Ida,
I'm listening.
why can't you all put on a piece of paper Natchez conducting a formal redlining? Why is my stuff missing? What's going on?
What stuff is missing?
The 2 books I gave you to the White House. I spoke to Kim Fuller this morning.
She doesn't have them.
Who has them?
You have them. You took them
No,
yourself.
I didn't take them.
You did take them. You told me, well, they're not going to D.C. I need to keep them. And I said, fine.
That's not what we said Friday.
No, we said Friday. I said, if Kim doesn't have them, you have them. Because I gave her something that she carried back. Hold on a second. Hold on.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to call
Wait, no, listen, Ida. I spoke to her already. I don't want to.
What did she say?
She said she got 1 book that I addressed to the Justice Department. I never sent anything to the Justice Department. There were only 2 books for the White House and the White House only.
Well, then she took it upon herself to give it to the Justice Department. Because I know that when she was here, I gave her something. And I told you that, I remember telling you that.
So she took it upon herself to give it to the Justice Department, Ida? How you say? Ida, these people destroyed my life. These people hurt me.
You have to bear in mind this protocol. Okay. We don't send anything directly to the president.
I do. I did, and look at what I got. What y'all did didn't get me nothing. You've been watching me for years. You've been watching me for years. You know I'm not crazy, and you know what I got. If it ever gets exposed, everybody's screwed.
I haven't exposed anything.
That's what the problem is. I needed you to.
No, I could not do what I was told I couldn't do.
Oh, you would? Okay.
Okay.
Mommy, you know what? Then I was right about you. And I was.
I told you from the jump what was going to happen. I told you that they were not going to read it, and that's why you took the other one.
If I got them, I got them. Okay, but anyway, the exact same thing are the court papers for my appellate court case, so it's not lost. I just wanted your copy so that I can show that I submitted this, that it was supposed to be for the White House, and it never was sent there through your office, and it was your superiors that contained it. That's obstruction of justice.
No, it isn't, because you could have sent it yourself, and you didn't want to.
Because with the evidence that you got, that you read, and you concluded that Knight is conducting a form of redlining, only you can say that, not me.
But you said it, and I said I agree. I didn't put the words in your mouth. I never said it. I said I agreed with you. It was a form of it.
Okay.
And
Ida.
Don't say that I said that, because I didn't say it.
All right, then.
You did what you did anyway.
What it said is, then what it's to say is that the office of Congressman Meeks agrees with the evidence, which is what we said from the beginning, that from the look of the evidence, not what I said, it's what the evidence says. NYCHA is conducting a form of redlining. No.
We've always agreed to that the evidence speaks for itself.
Right. Well, then somebody's supposed to do something after I lost all this, Ida. After I lost all this, don't you want to help me get my money? That's the only way I'm going to get a pretty woman.
You have enough brains and wherewithal. You don't need a pretty woman. You're going to do what you know you have to do. That's not a prerequisite. And you know that's a fact. And you know that's not what you're about.
Well, guess what? Mother is courting a woman for me, giving me things to take to this woman that's got 2 kids. She just got a brand new baby. The boy, I met the guy, and I was telling him I'm giving this kid a college scholarship because I pay like $40 a month, and he gets at least a 2-year degree and all that. And then she told me she ain't with, and I mean she gorgeous. I love them kids, but I'm tired of getting a woman through loving their kids. I've been through that already, raising people. Why do you think when I get mad I say all the bad things I say?
Well, you can blame whatever you want, but it's all coming from your mind. So anything you say, I'm not going to believe.
How do I regain all the money, all the time, everything I lost?
Well, what happened to the Aquatube campaign?
Aquatube is right here. I got it out.
Then why aren't you doing it?
I need money from all of my losses in order to kick this off. I need $70,000 just for the radio commercials. I need another $30,000 to give to them down. I need at least $150,000. I spent close to $400 already. I have a contract which is an allotment contract. I've got to spend all of the advertising dollars in order to generate what I need to make it a mutual. A contract is something that 2 people provide.
So you're suggesting that your pursuit of the 9th weapon is going to pay for that?
My pursuit of this cause for black people's rights, that all the black politicians did everything they could to help the city destroy my life.
I don't believe that, and you don't believe that.
Yes, I do, Ida.
You're using it as a catch-all.
No, listen to me, Ida.
No,
When the office of the congressman got evidence that something is so egregious has occurred, and that the president's office responds to the Justice Department with the letter showing.
And that's exactly why she sent it to the Justice Department.
Where was I supposed to? I wasn't supposed to know what she sent, when she sent it, how she sent it, what's going on, so that'd be consistent.
Let me speak to her, because if she told you she sent it, she sent it.
Okay, then I need a response to it. She was telling me, since my stuff was so garbage and disoriented, they don't respond to that.
Excuse me. They've moved offices twice. And you know what it's like to move your house? It's worse when you're moving an office.
Okay. Guess what? That's why the letter from the VA, I used that as my own excuse not to file litigation on anybody like I was threatening and all that stuff, because we need to get this together, please. But I'm going on vacation. I'm done. After talking to you.
I'm trying to find your white book. If she says she has one, I know you have the other, because I didn't want it here.
Okay, guess what? Now you know. Now I know how important it was. Look, right now,
No, that's not it. That is not it.
What?
What it is that I told you that they weren't going to read it, and you took it.
Oh.
You said, if that's the case, then I need to hold on. I said, fine. And then something else happened and you needed it anyway.
Right now?
You don't remember that?
No, ma'am. But that's okay. I got the duplicate in the court moving papers in appellate division. It's going to cost $300 to get it. That's all. Nothing else. But I just needed that one because since you had it, I wanted to show that I did my due diligence to bring this forward. I got a book coming out. I got to prove everything I say.
Well, you have enough documentation to prove everything you say. I've always told you that.
All right, now I'm selling that story. But then now what about this whole situation with it goes back all the way to the Attorney General, which is now the governor-elect, unleashing NYCHA and untying their hands with no oversight for them to write policies that is eliminating people because of the Clinton administration welfare elimination program. This is crazy. This can get me killed. The things I'm saying. And the evidence points to it. What do you want me to do now?
I've always wanted you to get on with your life.
Get out with my life. That's what I got to do.
Get on, not out.
Oh, get on with my life. Well, I don't know. I think I'm going to go hit on this young girl half my age with 2 kids and a brand new born baby. As a matter of fact, you can see the baby on the internet now. That's my new show. And Kim told me to stop.
You have so much in your life that you can be happy about every day. And why you keep
I can't let them get away with this.
Well, you know, you can be happy and still pursue it. But you don't have to get to a point where people are turned off because you're
All right, let me go get me a woman. Listen, I got a story for you. This is the story. I'm going to Florida to meet up with the Cuban mermaid colony who meet every 10 years to mate. But what they do first is there's 7 sisters from the 7 seas that end up meeting up on Cuba Island to rest, go to Haiti to eat, and then beach themselves and turn into regular women on Miami Beach. And the guy that's lucky enough to be staying there as a homeless guy on the beach gets to mate with the 7 sisters. But the irony is, it's 8 o'clock at night. I'm at Highland Care Nursing Home. I came to say goodbye to Mrs. Green because by the time they figure out I undid all this videotaping, people being neglected, warehoused in here, I'll never be let back in here. But if you die before I do, tell God not to forgive Congressman Meeks, not to forgive New York State Senator Huntley, not to forgive New York State Senator Malcolm Smith. Vivian Cook has cancer. She's going to die real soon, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever it is. She should live very long so she can suffer a long time. New York City Councilman Leroy Comrie ran her for an abomination. This is Sunday night, 8 o'clock at night, and these are the people. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. And see right there, that's Mrs. Green. hooked up to a machine, being fed these liquid supplements. And this is the warehousing of these old people for $140,000 a year. I can't. Mrs. Green, the reason why my life got destroyed was because I saved your life. I protected you about the $20,848,000 class by Hosea Mitchell, who lives in apartment 10K at Shelton House, New York City Housing Authority. Somebody help me out here, man. My life's been destroyed, everything. You hear these people yelling in here? This is the woman that was thought to be dead. She's not dead. She's not dead. She's right here. She's right here at Highland Care, and that's her roommate. Okay? She is not dead. Mrs. Green did not die. I've been coming here for years. I kept a secret. I knew all this. I told everybody where she was, but they covered it up. The District Attorney's Office, Creedmoor Psychiatric, Human Resource Administration, Adult Protective Services. Everybody covered this up. And the District Attorney knows because I charmed Bianca into giving her the thing to go to my website, and the DA calling me, want me to come in there so they can arrest me and abuse me. Not going to happen. They come and get me, they can come and get me. But you better have a search warrant, you better have an arrest warrant. That's all I know. This is the victim of a Nazi copycat crime that Mayor Michael R. Bloomberg covered up. What can I tell you? This is what they look like when they're in a nursing home, dying. And they're just an economy being warehoused because they put them out of their house in public housing so they can harvest the apartments, and they dump them in a nursing home. And when they go to the hospital visiting nurse service, social workers get money when they refer them to certain nursing homes. Go ahead. He can vomit and choke on his own puke. He vomits, he chokes, and dies on his own puke. That's what I'm talking about. He vomits and chokes on his own puke. When's that going to happen? Go ahead. Go ahead. That's what I exposed in order to get people to do their damn job. That's what I exposed in order to get people to do their damn job. I'll never see these people again in life because I am the housing was. Today is Tuesday, January 11, 2011. I'm at the home of Mr. Curtis. He is a person. Hey, you there? Okay. Yeah, this is the whistleblower, the federal whistleblower. Okay. At the New York skyline. Go ahead. Bang! That's what I'm talking about. Woo! Whoa, whoa, whoa. We getting deep here. What's this?
Oh, just you know.
Whoa!
Part of history.
Whoa!
Part of history.
Part of history. You go ahead, brother. You go
It's
ahead.
sad, but it's part of history.
Part of history. So this is the big Watusi Mandingo mixed super field Negro.
Yes.
All right. Well, you know, I put that whole skit together, and I finally see what it's about. That's what I'm talking
One of
about.
your veterans drew that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
One brother from Haiti did this?
Yes.
Outstanding. Nice place. Well, we can see you're not one of the impoverished, downtrodden, who's like one of these guys right here.
Oh, no.
See? That's Martin Luther King. That's Malcolm X. Elijah Muhammad, Frederick Douglass. All right here. And then this brother right here is what? Bang! Got the chains on his brain when these guys do not. Those guys are out there, and this guy is not. And that slave castle's door is busted and the key's right there. And he still ain't walking away from that.
Scared to leave.
Damn! Scared to leave. And that's my guy right here. That's my guy right here, Malcolm X. That's him right here. Well, let me see what else we got here. But, oh my, this is the one.
Yeah, that's the one you were asking me about. If that story was true about it, yes, that's it.
That's what you had given me a copy of this, and I took it to the congressman's office.
Yes.
And you met with Ida Smith. I was there. I was an eyewitness. Bang, we're going to have to send this to Mr. Juan Cuba at the White House.
Sure.
Okay, and I've got a letter from the Justice Department, and I've been trying to show people, you know, what exactly, and people of authority, because the newspapers have been, they don't want to print my story no more about the redlining scheme that I took to the congressman's office, and they did all kinds of things, calling me crazy, defamed me. The VA gave me a whole bunch of medication, which in fact I didn't need as a chemical restraint. So I got to do what I got to do, but I did speak to Mr. Juan Cuba, and it's time for me to now, and the last time I spoke to him was about getting those books to him.
Okay.
And now those books have disappeared at the congressman's office.
Wow.
So we can't actually send him this. But what I wanted to do right now was, if you could please take me back to what happened, for you have taken these pictures, hold this for me, of this hangsman's noose. That was when, this was in the...
This was found, it was in the locker room at the VA.
At the, okay, the Veterans Administration what?
St. Albans, New York.
St. Albans, New York, Veterans Administration, motor pool locker room?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and how long was this hanging there?
I don't know. I walked in January 25th, 2008, and I saw it. But
Now, January 25th, 2008, and that's when you first saw that.
Correct.
And it stayed there for how long?
No, they took it down immediately after that. After the police were notified.
Oh, so you called the police after that? There was a police report?
Yes, correct.
The police never called the press on this?
No.
When you took it to the congressman's office, did they call the press? What happened when you went to Ida M. Smith after I turned you over to her?
She spoke to me a few times about it, but nothing amounted out of it. I didn't get any feedback. I didn't get any change. And they told me that the federal government says it's legal to hang them. They said it's not.
Ida Smith told you, said that the federal government said it's legal to put a hangman's noose?
They said that they're not illegal, but a noose is not against the law by the federal government, but a swastika is considered a felony hate crime, where a noose is not considered a hate crime.
And Ida M. Smith told you this?
Yeah, in the discussion, she was like there was nothing she could do about it.
Okay. And are you aware that she ever contacted anybody at the Veterans Administration?
I believe she spoke to the union. Outside of that, I don't think it went much.
And then what happened to you?
Nothing. They offered to transfer me to Brooklyn, Manhattan, or Staten Island.
In other words, get you out of the St. Albans VA.
Yes.
Did they talk to you about who put that there? Did anybody ever ask you who put that hangman's noose in the locker room at the Brooklyn VA? I mean at the St. Albans VA on January 25th, 2008?
No. No.
Do you know who did it?
I don't know who did it, but I know whose coat rack it was hung on. I found it was hanging on one of my coworkers.
What was the name of the person's coat
rack it was hanging on?
Yes.
Frank Castellano.
Frank Castellano.
Correct.
What happened to Mr. Frank Castellano after you reported this?
Actually, he got a promotion from work leader to supervisor, and they wanted me to work under him after that. And when I told them that they were adding insult to injury, they told me when I told them I didn't want to work under his supervision after the incident,
yes,
they told me that they can transfer me to Brooklyn, Staten Island, or Manhattan, which I refused to go because I like St. Albans. I've been there 20 years, and I feel that I should not be transferred.
Now, were there other instances with Mr. Castellano or other Caucasian gentlemen at the Brooklyn VA Hospital motor pool that would lead you to think that there is an embedded racist environment in that motor pool?
Yes, I would think so.
Elaborate, please.
Well, a brief incident to me was happened roughly about 15 years ago. I came in there as a motor pool operator, as a motor vehicle operator, and shortly after that, 2 Caucasians came in there, and they were made grade 8s, and I was a grade 7. And when I brought it to their attention, saying, "How come I'm a 7 and they're 8s?" They told me when I get an ACDL license, they'll make me a grade 8. Immediately, within 2 to 3 seconds, I reached in my pocket, handed them a Class A CDL license. And they kept promising me to give me the grade, and they never did. So at the time, there were 3 tractor operators, which me being one, the first one, and then the 2 Caucasians that came after me. So it was...
You had more time in grade, more time in service than they did.
Yes, and they were made 8s when they walked in the door.
Okay.
And I was never. Here it is, 17 years later, and I'm still a 7.
So it looked like you sound like somebody, federal government owe you some money.
Yeah, with some interest. And back
with some interest and back pay.
Yeah, 17 years.
Pay a little pain and suffering, a little humiliation and degradation.
And then this is what I'm rewarded with.
And bang! That's what you know Frank Castellano did it, don't you?
I would surmise that it does belong to him.
You suspect him?
Yes.
Now, tell me about the other guy who put a little hangman's noose in the hands of that female 6 months ago at the Brooklyn VA. You can tell it. You're a federal whistleblower. You should be protected. And we're sending this to the White House.
Well, another coworker of mine, I heard they had an incident too where somebody personally handed them a noose.
So a white guy handed a black woman a hangman's noose.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting fired.
Yes.
And not right now she's on leave with mental distress.
Correct.
Well, what happened to you? How come you ain't all shell-shocked?
I am shell-shocked. It's a challenge each and every day to go to work. Matter of fact, it's hard talking about it, even like right now. I want to stop talking about it right now.
Did you go see some people, man?
Yeah, I did.
But I can't get into your medical records, man. I'm not going to get into that with you. Now, I want you to tell me your name. Tell me your name, and give me the name. I got to have a name.
Curtis. Thanks.
Curtis?
Thanks.
You work at the Brooklyn VA?
St. Albans.
St. Albans VA?
Correct.
And you've been there 20 years?
22 years in April.
22 years in April?
Yes.
And you're a whistleblower?
Correct.
Are you afraid something's going to happen to you?
Yeah, I am. On a day-to-day basis, just going to work with the atmosphere and just all of the stuff that goes on and transpires. Oh, don't talk to him. He's a troublemaker. And
so they've been slandering your name?
Correct.
You've been profiled?
Correct. As a troublemaker. For standing up for my rights of not wanting to see a noose in a federal facility.
And you went to your congressman's office and they blew what?